Hello everyone, this video is going to cover how I go from a 6-inch quartz backsplash to a full stone mosaic backsplash installation, all in one day. First things first, you want to cut everything out around the corners to take off all the caulking, and then I use a special molding removing tool as well as a small crowbar to very gently and slowly pull back the existing backsplash. Once you have a little bit of clearance at the bottom, insert a small wedge so that you can make some separation between the existing quartz and the countertop. This additional step will prevent the quartz from scratching the countertop that's already installed. Once that is done, you can continue to slowly, very slowly, tease out the existing backsplash. These things are only installed with a couple globs behind them, so you can usually just free that spot from the wall. I did damage the drywall a little bit right there, which is no big deal. I'm going to be repairing that soon. Same thing on the other side. Slowly tease it off, very carefully, making sure not to hit the cabinet. Most of the time, there's hardly any damage. Once that is done, take a fresh blade and push the blade against the countertop very carefully, removing all of the leftover caulking from the quartz countertop. Then of course you want to try to clean the area so you can start to vacuum. Don't forget to either wipe down, vacuum off, and take off anything that might still be loose, which is what you can see me doing here. I even get into the wall surfaces that have some crevices, and I do it that way. I'm going to be putting a little bit of fiber mesh tape in that one area there. Had I punctured further into the drywall, I would have needed to cut a big square from stud to stud and repair it that way, but luckily in this case only the outside paper was damaged. This is a one-day backsplash installation. I did not feel the need to put any kind of stucco, so I just went ahead and added a fast setting mortar, and that acted as a base. The first thing I do is I create all of the outside edges. One of the benefits of doing stone is that you can polish it versus porcelain and ceramic, which you cannot. So I'm creating a demi bullnose edge for the outside edge of this backsplash. You can use Schluter's and other types of trims, but I just feel like the transition looks more natural when you use the same product. Now, I use a premium fast setting mastic because this is a one-day backsplash installation, and I add a very thin layer so that the mortar doesn't pop through the grout lines, and I go ahead and add all of the sheets, as many as I can, without making any cuts. Then I go backwards and I make all of the cuts just like you see here. This backsplash has 4 outlets, so I use a part of the sheet and I keep the tiles consistent because these sheets are designed to work together. And I then cut the appropriate spot so that I can then insert those pieces into the outlet space. Don't forget to put the tiles so that the ears on the outlet cover aren't going to overlap on top of that. And then of course you want to back butter. I did not have to back butter when I was putting the sheets, but for these individual pieces I want to make sure that they're very well adhered, so I do back butter all of the individual pieces that I put, and I add just a couple wedges as well just to keep everything in line. This is a 1/8 grout spacer. I've added some tape so that it wouldn't sag down. I made a little bit of a triangle, a little bit of an engineering trick there, and then of course you want to go ahead and clean everything up before the mortar sets. This is a very polished, shiny natural stone, so I did not use a sanded grout. I used an unsanded grout with a sealer additive. If you use a sanded grout, you run the risk of scratching the tiles. For the bottom changes of plane, I just use a color matching grout. Cleaning that up. It is an acrylic base, so you can clean it up with a sponge. The top is also acrylic base, but I prefer to use something a little bit more robust, so I just use a white window caulking. Then the final thing is you want to get some longer screws, since your wall now sits further away from where it was before, so you get some longer screws and you put the outlets back. And that is it. One day, super fast, super easy backsplash installation. This is an excellent way to very quickly and fairly easily change up the look of your kitchen. Thank you for watching.